Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and welcome. It's great to have you all here. I am just going to add on behalf of the athletic department a few thank yous and then also generally describe the project that we're here to kick off or tip off, I guess, today. First of all, I'd like to thank Michael and Lori McRobbie not only for hosting, sponsoring, and being here for today's event, but for all the support that you give intercollegiate athletics. They're here for practices with the kids, training sessions with the kids, games. They recently completed a circuit of every single sport, all of our 24 sports, and attended either a practice and or a competition. So thank you for your great support of athletics. I'd like to add my thanks to the Board of Trustees. We literally would not be here had they not approved this project, and we appreciate that very much. And Jim Morris and Mary Ellen Bishop and Phil Eskew have been great supporters of athletics on the board and otherwise, and we really appreciate that. Of course, Cindy, Simon Scott, Paul, Ian, Eric, and I think Samantha may be otherwise engaged today, but thanks to the entire family for this gift, but also your great support of IU athletics in so many different ways. It's much appreciated. I want to thank Ken Nunn for his generous gift. Thank you, Ken. Well, we're almost in the Champions Entry Plaza, so thank you for your support. And I know it's been done, but I have to add my thanks to Gail Cook. This is just an amazing facility, and the generosity of you and Bill. Thank you so much for your support and helping to support IU athletics, and particularly the men's and women's basketball programs. A few other thank yous. I want to add the thanks to Tom Morrison, but also the other folks in his office, Bob Richardson, John Lewis, our own Eric Newberger, who have been driving this program forward on matters both big and small. The outside help that we're getting from Bob Bull and David King with the Smith Group. CSO Architects, I know, is represented today, Shield Sexton, and all the other companies and craftsmen who are going to be involved in this project. Thanks to all of you. These events don't just happen. We kind of show up and enjoy, but I'd like to thank Doug Boer, Carl Zacher, Mary Jo Fillauer, and Betsy Trotsky for all the work in putting together this great event. Also, my colleagues on campus. There's so many issues that happen with making sure the IT is just right and the financing goes right and the legal documents get done. So I'd like to thank Dan Smith, Mary Frances McCourt, Jackie Simmons, Brad Wheeler, and Kurt Zorn for being here today and taking time to celebrate this with us. Also want to thank our presenters that are coming up. They'll be introduced, but especially Tom Crean, who will represent both the men's basketball and the women's basketball program. Terry Morin is at the women's Final Four in Tampa. Otherwise, she would be here, and it's particularly appropriate that Tom is here because he was here for both the Simon Scott gift and the Nunn gift, and so we were glad he was here for those and glad that he is here today as well. But all of our coaches, not only the ones who will participate in Assembly Hall, but throughout the department, all of our student athletes, including Tyra and Robert, excited to have you guys here today, our department staff, and finally, and most importantly, our fans, because it is the fans of Indiana University basketball that have made Assembly Hall a very special place for the last 44 years, and I think they'll be very pleased when they're able to enter the new Simon Scott Assembly Hall here in just a few short months. As Michael mentioned, this project is really all about preserving the greatest home court advantage in college basketball, and we're going to do that in a number of ways, starting primarily with enhancing the fan experience. We're going to do that by cleaning up and renovating all the bathrooms and adding a number of bathrooms to make that a better amenity for our fans, expanding the concession stands to make that a better experience. All the seats will be refurbished, not the bleachers, but all the seat back seats, and all those will be all redone. A brand new Jumbotron to make the fan experience great throughout the arena, but I think frankly, particularly in the balcony, it'll be a great addition to the fan experience for those folks there, and I spent quite a bit of time in the balcony myself in the day. We're replacing all the metal railings with acrylic panels. That'll be both a sight line feature and a safety feature. And then finally, we are adding premium seating in the south end, and one of the major benefits of that is that'll create a revenue stream that we will dedicate to maintaining the building so it never falls into the disrepair that it unfortunately has fallen into over the last 44 years. We're also going to improve fan accessibility. Escalators in both the north and south lobbies. We've retained a consultant and have made major steps forward in making it more accessible to people with disabilities. So that'll be a major plus in the new building. We're going to enhance the look, and maybe the most dramatic feature of the new building will be a dramatic new entryway and atrium, what I like to call the front door, a new front door facing campus, inviting people into the Carnegie Hall of college basketball. And the new entry plaza, it'll be the Champions Plaza, named after Ken Nunn. In addition, look-wise, there'll be branding throughout the Assembly Hall on all levels, so that all our fans can enjoy tributes to the great tradition and accomplishments that accompany Indiana University basketball. And then finally, we're going to rebuild the infrastructure, not just because Tom Morrison makes me do that kind of boring stuff, but because it's the right thing to do to ensure that this is a great venue for another 44 years. So the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, alarm systems, all of that will be brought up to date and create a great building that will be able to continue to sustain itself. So in this way, we will preserve the greatest home court advantage in college basketball, and as the president mentioned, preserve the home of 3 of our 5 national champions. And as the events of this weekend demonstrated, it'll also continue to be the home of the last undefeated national basketball team in college basketball, and the greatest college basketball team in the history of college basketball. Thanks for being here, and go IU.